Hi, now let's look at all the things you can monitor for the individual people you've added to CostLocker. Start by clicking on the people item in the upper toolbar and then clicking on the person's name. This will open the Overview tab, which is the person's card with the most important information about their financial performance on projects. You can see how many projects they worked on, how much money you invoiced for their work, and what profit their work generated. I also recommend monitoring the person's profit margin, which you can compare to the average of the people at the company. If you're interested in which projects they generated the highest profit, click on the profit item and you will access a list of finished projects the person worked on, with a list of projects sorted directly according to profit. We recommend monitoring the lost revenue item in the list of finished project. What does this mean? For instance, if a designer estimated their work on the project at 50 hours but ended up working 60 hours, then these 10 hours times the client rate for the activity constitute lost revenue. This is the amount you will not invoice to the client, but will pay the person for the extra 10 hours. You may object that you pay them a monthly wage anyway, but on the other hand, they could have been working on different projects where you could have invoiced those 10 hours of their time. Therefore, it is important to monitor the ratio between revenue and lost revenue. Now let's return to the person's card to look at which running projects they are currently working on and how much you will invoice clients for their work. Just click on Revenue to access the list of projects they are currently working on. You can also access the list of running or finished projects via the second and third tab. In the Workload tab, you can look at their workload in individual months. You see not only the number of worked hours, but also the number of hours that you were not tracked and how much money these untracked hours cost you. In the opposite case, you can see how much you saved when the employee worked more than their monthly hours. This is assuming that you didn't pay the money for overtime. If you agreed on bonuses with the person, this is exactly where you add them. Let's say you agreed on a quarterly bonus with the person, and that you would pay the bonus by this date. As a result, this cost will be anticipated in the relevant month in another part of the application called Cash Flow. It is also good to know how much money you have already paid this person as bonuses beyond their monthly wage. Let's say this person is leaving the company now and you don't want them in CostLocker anymore. Deactivate them here. What does this do? First of all, the person can no longer sign into CostLocker. Secondly, the project manager creating a new project will not be able to find this person in the selection of people. And thirdly, if you are a paying customer, you no longer pay for this user. Now I'll move on from one person to a list of all the people at your company. This is actually a list of all the active users, and here you can see the inactive ones. This means people you have deactivated. You can also see a list of people you pay a monthly wage and a list of people paid by the hour. However, you can also look at individual people in terms of their workload. For instance, this shows you how loaded people were last month. You can also click to the current month and see the monthly workload and the number of hours worked in the current month. As a result, you know how much money all the people's hours not tracked into their total monthly workload cost you. At the same time, you can compare the financial performance of individual people. This can come in handy when somebody comes to you and asks for a raise. In these discussions, hard numbers based on which you can give the person real feedback about their work are very useful. However, you can also use these metrics to give people bonuses not based on feelings, but based on real hard numbers that back them up. Finally, you will have data at your disposal that will allow you to compare people based on their financial contribution to the company. In the next video, I will show you how you can create reports for individual clients.